Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships, and today we are taking out the Tier 6 USN Premium Battleship, the USS Arizona, and this was actually one of the ships I did get from the Christmas gifts. Not a ship I would have purchased, honestly. I will be honest, definitely not a ship I would have purchased, but I do have her, and she's a good ship. She is obviously the sister ship of the New Mexico, and she is in respect the same ship that sunk in Pearl Harbor during the sneak attack by the Japanese. So this is kind of a respectful look at it, I guess you could say. Anyways, the Arizona is, like I said, actually a fairly decent ship. Her dispersion is really super nice. Health is fairly decent. It's only second to the Mutsu for being tier 6. And it has a little bit better armor than the New Mexico with decent range. Range can go out to 18.6 kilometers. Before I continue talking, let's actually go take a look at the team. We are playing on Ring, playing Standard Battle. I hate Standard Battle. New Mexico, Arizona, Fuso, New York, Congo, Douglas, Bajani, Emerald, Farragut, Fabuki, Nevny, and Bovoski. On the enemy team, New Mexico, Queen Elizabeth, Bjorn, New York, Congo, 2 Landers, Emerald, Emil Burton, 2 Fabukis, and a Nevny. So you can see there's quite a few destroyers on both teams. And I am joined with both Rommel in the Douglas and Ty in the Fuso, a couple of my clanmates. And Arizona, like I probably did already mention, is very similar to the New Mexico in a lot of ways. Same setup, but there are a few minor differences. She actually has quite terrible AA. Yes, you can definitely buff it with advanced fighting trading, basic fighting trading, all the AA capable modules you can add on to the ship, but it's still not as good as compared to what the New Mexico does have. Her reload is also a little bit slower, and the shells travel a little bit slower compared to the New Mexico, as well as her rudder shift time. Her maneuverability is not as tight and able to dodge as quickly, as we will be seeing that a little bit. So she does have some flaws to her, but overall not a bad ship. Now the reason why the AA is worse than the New Mexico is due to the fact that she was sunk prior to the war with the Japanese during World War II, which after the war against the Japanese began, a lot of the battleships got retrofitted and upgraded with improved AA because the Japanese used a lot of torpedo planes and dive bombers, and so that obviously needed a much needed upgrade to the ships of the fleet to ensure their survival from enemy airplanes. Now, another big thing is, well, not really, I guess, too big of a thing, because it's not very often you're going to be seeing this occurring. Her secondaries are not the greatest. With advanced firing training, you can get it out to around 5 kilometers. So secondary is not the greatest thing in the world. Maneuverability is pretty lousy, but she still is a decent ship, and she still has 12 shells, which do pretty good damage. Now, as I have been talking quite a bit about the ship itself and kind of her stats, there's been a few things been happening during this battle. As you see, there is obviously a loss of 2 ships on our side versus their 1, and we have a enemy Fabuki pushing around this corner, hoping to possibly get torpedoes on us. Our guns are turning. Obviously, New Mexico's guns turrets do take a little bit of time to turn, but, well, oh, hold your butt, boys. This is going to be interesting. And boom. 1 dead Fabuki, devastating strike. Very nice. And that is 1 less destroyer around to harm us. That was a very nice shot. Very, I guess, a good example, a very good example of the demonstration on how well AP does against enemy destroyers. Even though, keep in mind, majority of those shells probably were over penetration, but you still get at least 1,000 penetration or 1,000 damage with the penetration. So with that, we easily took out that enemy Fubuki. Now here, as you can see, the turn circle radius is quite large compared to the New Mexico. I thought I would have been able to actually make this turn, but unfortunately I am going to be kind of stuck on this island at the time being. Get a nice hit on that New York. It does look like he is reversing, and now our team is not doing so hot. We have lost 4 ships to their 2, and it just seems like everyone is constantly dying. And this New York is, I don't know what this New York is doing, but he's almost constantly reversing. He does have our friend in the Fuso, I believe it is Tai, is trying to get some shots in on him. But here's a Nevny being super ballsy right now, and super dangerous because he probably is going to be dropping torps. And I, once again, am not in a very favorable position. And now there's a Emil Burton coming in as well. Oh my word, enemies on all sides. I'm going to try to get my ship turned around as quickly as we can. But we do have to be careful that Emil Burton, he does have torpedoes. I'm trying to turn to the right. We have lost sight, obviously, of the Emil Burton until just at that moment. Let's see. Can we get a few hits on him? Not too bad. No Citadel, but 7,000 knocked off of that Emil Burton. And that Nevny is still alive. Oh, good lord. Hoping we can try to get out of this situation. We are definitely not in a very beneficial place at the moment. We still have quite a bit of our health left. I don't know. Hopefully that Nevny did not drop torpedoes. If he did, it would probably end us. And looks like Tai does get a Citadel on that Emil Burton, and Emil Burton panics and slams into the island. And he thinks he's safe. Let's see, can we get into a position to actually finish off this Emil Burton? Look at this, 961 health. He disappears for a second. And, oh, he has to be right there. So I do pop my plane, and there he is. Goodbye. Very nice. That is our second kill of the game. And teams are starting to get brought back, but we obviously don't have the destroyer advantage compared to the enemy team. The enemy team still has that Nevny, who is agreeably very low on health. And it looks like Rommel does earn Confederate. Very nice job there. Let's see, can we get our back guns around in time to maybe get a shot off on this Leander? And unfortunately, it does look like he gets behind a smoke screen and gets away. Now our team have just lost another battleship to the enemy Bayern. Now, one other little thing I guess I should also point out about the Arizona, and I have mentioned my grandfather a few times in my YouTube history, and my grandfather actually was on the Arizona, not when it sank, but he did serve on her for a little bit prior to obviously the attack. So I guess it's a little bit of history for me, a little bit kind of close to home, knowing that I did have my grandfather serving on the Arizona, so that is actually a really cool fact. He did later on in the war did serve on the USS Lexington, the Essex class carrier, not to be confused with obviously the USS Lexington that did get sunk early on in the war. But anyways, enough about that. Nevny is getting spotted every once in a while by our plane. Would love to get rid of him, and we are playing careful. We do have about 10 minutes left in the match, so it's honestly no rush. The enemy team is ahead in points due to the fact that they have taken out more of our ships compared to what we have, but we're still fully well, we're still decent health. I believe Ty has taken a fairly substantial amount of damage, and I've actually taken the least, which is kind of funny. Ooh, Leander. Oh, love to get rid of him. Shots off on the Leander. Can we finish him off? Maybe get a kill number 3. There we go, Citadel. And that is kill number 3. We are in a more vulnerable position, but once again, the armor on the Arizona is decent. But you still can be citadeled if you show way too much broadside, and they have the right caliber to actually penetrate through your citadel armor. So gonna go ahead and turn in. Now, if you are paying attention to the minimap, you can see there was a battleship heading towards our cap on the other side of the islands just a little bit ago. And we're going to see if we can cut him off as quickly as we can. And once again, I am trying to get behind the islands. Don't want to be too broadside to these enemy battleships. And look at this. Queen Elizabeth gets double fire with that insane fire chance. And Nevny is spotted. Back guns are turning. Can we get kill number 4? Shots off on this Nevny. But fortunately, Rommel does get the kill on the enemy Nevny and does take him out. And now, for probably the first time in a little bit, our team has actually pulled ahead in points, which is definitely very much needed. Now, we do have a friendly New Mexico way on the southern side of this map. Don't exactly know what he is hoping to achieve, and it looks like the enemy Congo is the one pushing up north, but kind of keep an eye on this friendly New Mexico on the southern side. Fortunately, got a big hit from the enemy Congo, but we should be able to heal that up. We still have 3 heals, and now obviously we are well aware of the fact that this Congo is coming, and Ty does go ahead and slow down and brings his guns to bear. Let's see, a Congo versus a Fuso and a Arizona. Who will win? Put down your bets, and let's find out who the real winner is. Congo comes steaming around the corner, fully broadside to two tier 6 battleships. Yeah, Ty does unfortunately get citadeled. Does offer a lot of broadside to him just to get all 12 guns onto the Congo. We get a big hit there. Unfortunately, no citadel. But now this Congo is in a world of trouble. His guns will probably reload a little bit faster than ours, but he is just going to go down very quickly. Not going to show him a lot of broadside. Don't want to give him the opportunity to citadel us. Takes another hit from Ty. Unfortunately, does not get the kill. Can we actually get kill number 4? There we go. Kill number 4 in the bag. Very nice. So Congo is dispatched. Our team is well ahead in ships and points. There are still few battleships, 3 battleships on the enemy team. The New York, Queen Elizabeth, and the enemy Bayern. Now, our New Mexico has been valiantly battling in the south against 3 battleships. And look at that. Almost goes down very quickly. Now, keep in mind, he was decent health, to say the very least. I think he was nearly full health when he went down there, but he just kept showing broadside that anyone that is capable of playing World of Warships is well aware to not show broadsides to enemy battleships. All right, so that taken care of. Unfortunately, we are not in a particularly great position. We are pretty much on the northern side, and instead of trying to get turned around, I think it might be best if we actually go on the northern side and try to get around the island as quickly as possible, and hopefully maybe get kill number 5, get a Kraken. That would be nice. We'll see if we can get a Kraken. Now, as we make our way around, I don't know if the Arizona is still on sale in the premium shop. I think it was $30, something like that, here in the States. So as far as, is it a ship worth, the money? Meh. Yeah, I mean, especially if you like USN battleships, which I'm honestly not a big fan of. They've never really appealed to me, and I really haven't pursued into purchasing them. Now, once again, the only reason I really do have this ship is due to the fact that I did win it, or got it from a Christmas box. And I just now noticed there's a face on that island. Anyways, going back to the ship itself, is it worth it? Yeah, I mean, she's not bad, but I mean, in my personal opinion, I probably would not have actually paid money for her. She is, once again, very similar to the New Mexico. She is a good damage dealer. She has good shells. For the most part, good dispersion. But once again, she is essentially a New Mexico in the game. And if you have gone up through, say, the other lines, and you get to tier 6, usually for the most part, the tier 6 are decent speed. It can get around the map. Arizona, yeah, the Arizona, I honestly could not overly recommend her, and unfortunately do get a shot into that island. I think here we're actually discussing that face. Yeah, there's a face there. So yeah, I mean, if you like USN and you want a good tier 6 battleship, she is probably the better tier 6 premium battleships available for purchase, compared to, say, like the Mutsu, which is essentially a Nagato. And look at that nice damage right there. The Mutsu, don't get me wrong, the Mutsu is powerful. I mean, she is, but her armor is not the greatest. Arizona is superior as far as the armor is concerned, and I would say is also a little bit more reliable. And here we're actually talking about this Bayern firing HE at us. It's really coming down to the British battleship syndrome, and it's actually quite annoying to see a battleship firing HE that's not British battleship. Once again, I'm not a big fan of it, but hey, what can you do? Anyways, Bjorn is running away for his life. There is about 1 minute and 40 seconds left. I am trying to get this kill, hoping to get a Kraken. That would be fantastic, but obviously he is stern towards us, and that is not the best way to actually get damage. Shots are continuing, and I will have to say, I will give props to Rommel. Rommel does a really good job constantly keeping him on fire and constantly causing damage. But we'll see if we can get this kill. That's all we need. Just one more kill and we will have Kraken. Can we steal this kill? It'd be nice. It looks like he is running to the border. It looks like he's trying to get away with his life. And this is kind of the Arizona's slight downfall, is just it takes so long for these shells to actually reload that if you don't deal a lot of damage, it does take a little bit more time to get back around to cause additional damage. But Bjorn is on fire. He's starting to turn broadside. He did hit the border. Can we finish him off? 30 seconds left on this map, left in this battle. Shots away at the enemy Bjorn. Front turrets are away as well. First salvo misses, and there we go. Kraken unleashed. Very, very nice. So our team earned a victory. We brought home 412,208 silver, 9,148 XP. We earned Devastating Strike, Fireproof, Dreadnought, and Kraken Unleashed, we did 111,663 points of damage, 1 Citadel hit, 72 shell hits, 5 kills, and 2 secondary hits. We were second with the base XP of 1,703. Rommel did a fantastic job burning down ships, and Ty as well on the northern side, keeping them at bay, preventing them from pushing around the quarter. I will have to give props to the Queen Elizabeth. You can see there is about a 200 point gap between the Queen Elizabeth and the second place, and the Queen Elizabeth did get 4 kills, so very good job there. And as far as the damage, for the most part, most of our damage came from the enemy battleships, ranging from 29 to over 32,000. So fairly decent. AP was our primary. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of using HE with battleships, but anyways, this is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jen.